AFL games.
Tasmania and Northern Territory underway. Tasmania kicking to the left of screen. And they've got the first kick away, and here's Rainbird attacking the ball, but going back. Mouth Turner, solid young man.
Solid name.
Mouth Turner goes with it. And going back is Lovell. Kick goes in long. Gavralis was there for Tassie. Lovell to clear. Kicks to the wing and kicks to the lead of Smith, who found Franklin into the pocket. His kick. Beautifully roved there by Dodge. Over to Lovell. And that's good footy again by Tasmania. The very talented Kieran Lovell finishes off, but good work by many of his teammates, including your man Nick Dodge. Dodgeball.
The dodgeball. Yeah. He actually held his ground and position in the contest really well. Got it to the front himself and then did his own crumbing. He fends off, keeps it in front of him.
That's good play.
A good second effort and a nice give. A lovely finish.
He's a nice player, Lovell. Looks like he's ready for AFL. He could step in next year and play AFL footy. Clubs would be questioning his size. So, as I said in the opener, he's an accumulator. He averages high 20s for the championships. And
Lovell. Bit proppy,
yeah.
Yeah, Rainbird's just come off. It's an ankle, we think, on the left side. And also, Michaelis McMasters has come off as well, and a heavy tackle about 2 minutes ago, just looking at the left ankle as well. So an injury for both teams.
Thanks, Ben. Back with the action and back through the middle go to...
Watching their ability, it's probably easier.
And you're in the talent acquisition, list management. What side you really enjoy?
Oh, I love it. I love watching the young players because they're the next generation. Young players, because the more games they play, the better they get. I know that's hard for the Brisbane Lions supporters when we're down the bottom, but the youth and the really talented youth are what's going to hold you in good stead later on.
And we talked about coaching. You coached a nice key forward in John Barker, doing a great job at Carlton as we speak. Put his hand up for the job. You know Barks obviously pretty well. Give us your thoughts on obviously his prospects for that.
Oh, I think he's doing an excellent job from what I'm seeing, and the way he's got them going in a very short time. John's a terrific person, and I think his empathy and his communication skills are great strengths. And it seems to me that they're responding to him, and I hope for his sake in the next 2 months that he does get considered seriously for the job, because I think he'd be a good candidate.
Thanks for having a chat, Swabby.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks to Peter Schwab, and good movement there by Tasmania. Lovell involved twice to get it out to Gardner and then got back into the hole.
He's up to 13 touches, Lovell.
Yeah.
And he's already kicked the goal.
Well, Brenton alluded to that at the start of the broadcast about he is an accumulator and picked up 29 disposals last time. This for his second goal. 35 metres out.
Good.
Yeah, that'll do. He's got two. Tasmania get their first for the second quarter, and they get their lead back out to 9 points. And I guess we were listening to Schwabby there, and he said, oh, there's one we're interested in.
Particularly interested in, he said.
Particularly interested in it. We're probably not too surprised. It's probably Joshua Shaki.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
If he's been the standout key forward of the national championships. He's had a fantastic season, and if Brisbane don't move up the ladder, we might see big Josh Shaki heading up north.
He's even said that he wouldn't mind playing there, would he?
Well, his old man played there.
His dad played there.
And not only that, I mean, they're crying. It did in the end, but just for Hawks fans out there, our half-time interview, we've got some very good highlights. Of Cyril back in the day.
Back in the day of
the
under-18s.
under-18s at Northern Territory. So if you're tuning in,
Australia directly after this. 2 games in a row, doubleheader, and we'll be back again tomorrow. But here's the first clearance. Here is Kieran Lovell winning that for
Tassie boys, and there's certainly some draftable prospects in there. Who's willing to step up, take the bit between the teeth, and actually do something there, changing the pattern of this game? You'd like to see him step up, so he just confirms what you're thinking, that yes, he's certainly something there for the future.
Tasmania. How many jacks have we got on the other side? A bit light on, but there'll be some jacks later on this afternoon.
yeah, they have got a few, but I think what St Kilda have done over the last couple of years has been outstanding.
Yep, it's been good.
List, it really has.
Yeah, exciting young list for Saints.
Here's a man he talked about in Kieran Lovell. Continues to win plenty of the ball. He drives down. They've got to get something happening here. That's not how you do it. Handball straight to the ground, Zach Buchner. But
have to be in that five, but really like to see that kid develop as a talented half forward that can roll through the midfield at times.
And he's bottom.
Sorry.
I knew you weren't going to finish there.
No, I couldn't resist it. Here's Lovell. Quick gift to Rainbird, and he gave it back to him. Slipped it to him nicely.
Number 24 for Lovell, but he does get
a good pick up, but he's well caught by Hibbert. Stop that foray forward.
Yeah,
now they've got some good vision here, and they've got some opportunities. Lovell thinks about chipping over the top.
There's a good lead on in front of him.
Yeah, he missed the lead up forward. Told to go. And in the end, he kicked it to the bloke who provided the good lead. So, a bit fortunate there, Taz. Punch over the top. The man to win it is Lovell off the outside of the boot. Rainbird has to wait for it. Made good. Tasmania can set up. And they found a man inside 50, and it's Kieran Lovell.
He can't do much more. He's been brilliant. 27 disposals now for Lovell.
We heard Tony Elshaw talking about Lovell.
Michael Voss's, Andy McLeod's. There's no surprise that they're champions of the game. So when you look at the guys today that have performed well, the Riolis, the Lovells, the Hibbards.
Tasmanian players has, but that goal's given them some real hope here. 13 points. Is it Taban or Taban?
No, it's Taban. You got it right. Yeah, Patrick Taban. He's had 2 kicks though, and he's kicked it straight to the man who's best on ground, really, Kieran Lovell.
Oh, no doubt he's the best player on the ground, especially if they win. He's certainly clearly the best player for Tasmania, and you think if they can get home from here, they'll need to kick this for them to get home, in my view. But
might test him for distance.
Yeah, he's looking around.
He's a nice kick. This might just be out of his range.
He's right on 50.
Yeah, good ride.
It carries here at Etihad Stadium. He probably didn't realise that, but you can give it a roost here. It's protected because of the stadium. He's got 3 goals. And he's got his team back within 7 points, just under 7 minutes remaining. So they're on song. They had to get 20 points in 20 minutes. They're doing it.
Well, we talk about playing at AFL venues, and I've seen 50% of AFL players not kick the distance from there.
Yeah.
And he's just gone back and drained it. It's just a great powerful
kick.
leg. He didn't look confident, but that's a real important goal for the Tasmanian.
And at West Coast, so very good bloodlines and one of 6 children, Kieran Lovell.
Just had another possession there to get it forward. Look at the numbers here. Yeah. And he's going to follow it up himself by hand. He gives it over to Dodge. Dodge turns, kicks to goal, but he's hooked it.
Had my arms in the air.
On the wing to Hibbert.
3.5 minutes, provided you don't carve it up, and that's a good kick.
That's good vision.
Then you'll have some loose players through.
Thought about giving it off. Decides to kick to the lead. Gardner's his target. Taban with the spoil over the back. Dodge again. Searching for...
I thought he'd come on earlier, but he hadn't.
Franklin's done some nice things.
He has.
Nat Franklin, he set that up. Territory have to win this ball, though, but it's guess who? It's Lovell.
34 possessions.
Yeah. And they've got it...
Going to put the pressure on once again early. Inboard kick is good. Now running mark is taken. The umpire's paid a push out, though, so... It was, in the end, it was Zach Sproul, and he's gesturing as if he gave the forearm. Umpire not having any of it. Tassie move it wide through Lovell.
It's a little bit slower at the moment as the teams are feeling each other out. I think the ground's probably a little bit heavier than what was going to be expected as well up here on the Gold Coast.
Well, the Queensland under-18s couldn't train on the ground last night. So.
Right.
Southport to Franklin. Handball back. Batchelor. He's one to watch. To Lovell. Didn't quite control it. Ball probably a little bit slippery.
Here he is here now, number 41 at the bottom of the pack. He's a really hard inside midfielder. Other leaders, you know, you've got blokes like Tom Fall, who's a 19-year-old volleyballer, who's only been playing in AFL footy for about 3 years. So, you know, he showed...
To move it on quickly. It might be Conan there. Big punch over the top by Pearce. Did well to affect the contest.
Yeah, that's hurt McFadden. The premise behind the rule is to allow the game to flow and not get too bogged down like it can at AFL level, where you can have all the players pushing up into one part of the ground.
It was inside 50. Good work in close there from plenty of the Tassie players. A spin from Lovell, and then a shot on goal goes wide of the mark and hits the behind post. Out of bounds on the full.
Most of them are up here at the moment.
Lovell
Jacob
again.
Hopper in a bit of trouble, just came off, guys. Looks like it's a dislocation.
18s. Live and exclusive on afl.com.au. You guys noticed something about the setups?
No, it's more the wind in the trees that I've noticed.
Right,
Kicking down that. I don't think Tasmania scored this quarter, or struggling to score, struggling to move the ball forward.
Lovell from the kick in, sharked it and kicked to the hot spot. Talk that we can hear out there, guys. It must be very pleasing to hear that already the guys are demanding the footy from players, as you said, that they may not have ever met before.
Yeah, from New South Wales' perspective, that's right. They haven't spent a lot of time together, so it's always important that they start to get a bit familiar with those players, and that's going to take a little bit of time, I suppose, between players calling for the ball in their talk and talking really constructively out on the field, which you generally...
Because he's getting a lot of the ball, and he's had some good opportunities.
Well, that's the positive. He's getting a lot of the ball, so you just can tell him to keep working hard. It'll turn.
Yeah. Lovell, Pearce, loved his work rate, really, guys. 7 or 96, or 96, 97, 98 makes up their years of birth. Another turnover. Lovell in a couple of mines and then wrapped up and didn't get rid of it in time. The umpire, a little bit of pressure inside their defensive 50. They clear it eventually, but it might come back. But they've got runners in the corridor. And
yeah, New South Wales just having a couple of injury worries too here. Jaden Reimer hurt himself in the first half. He probably won't come back on, I don't think. And
back in the middle of the ground and ball up. Tassie out to 23-point advantage. Good work there from Lovell. Won the hard one-on-one there at centre-half back and then handballed wide. And short 45 kick into the corridor wasn't great, but Tassie yet to capitalise. Now Hayden and now Lovell. Another possession for him. Might even be the leading possession getter on the ground, or maybe he's been surpassed.
Up to 23, yep.
Take Turvey.
Hopper 22 for New South Wales.
Good ball. Touch, ball play on. Good work and good awareness from Sproul to hit the ground running, and then he was stripped of the footy. Lovell. Over the distributor. Gets the 1-2 with Hayden and then kicks wide.
Different angles, and they'll evaluate players' performances on how they influence the game, not just necessarily on how many possessions. So a player like Lovell, who's up to 26 disposals now, they'll almost get a heat map about where he accumulated his possessions, and he's been really damaging as well.
Lovell, good mark from behind.
And that's perfect from Lovell. He's only small, but he's got the ability to mark the ball overhead. Think of Jimmy Bartell, 183 centimetres, Brownlow medalist, 3-time premiership player for Geelong, but has the ability to mark the ball overhead.
Tricked third quarter, bagged 2 goals and looked very lively up forward. Once again, Tassie going forward. Kick in the direction there of Dodge. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Managed to trap this one. Kicks around the corner. Oh, it's a good start for Tassie.
Of course, that type of play, he normally covers around 14 Ks a game, so he really does work hard.
Yeah. What would be the average amount of Ks that these guys would cover?
Most of our midfields are around the 12 to 13 kilometre mark, but it's more that the intensity efforts need to be probably higher.
Lovell, he's certainly been working reasonably hard. Dodge, long down the wing. Tapped out, McFadden with the head bandage on. Lovell once again. Won the handball, it's good, to Smith. Picked up, kicked long inside 50. 2-on-1 favouring New South Wales. 10 points the margin. Tassie leading this one. That kick's good out in front of Lovell, who kept on running. Can go long to Quinn. That's the direction he goes. Dropped a mark he should have taken. It allowed the Rams to gain possession of the ball, but they've coughed it up as well. Quinn in there once again. Baron Hay got the handball out though, and New South Wales win possession of the ball. Kick down the line though, sharked by Denellen at half back. And now he can go wide to Lovell, who takes the mark just backwards of the wing far side.
This will be his 38th possession for the day.
Quite control it. Now Tassie working it around the back, but they're going a long way backwards to go forwards. Lovell must be close to 40 touches. That kick wasn't his best though, and it's cut off. New South Wales
might be starting to take a toll now, especially the big ruckman.
Yep.
Denellen close to the boundary line. Lovell overran it, and now it spills out of.
It's been a really strong performance from him.
Where is he? He's no doubt around the footy. Little handball in front there from Lovell towards Smith, back to Lovell. Falls made the smother and then was taken out of play. Boundary throw in. Another great tackle. A clearance that Tasmania might win through Pearce. He left it behind though. Didn't quite manage to get disposal. Lovell picked up and gathered and then kicked long in the Rainbird direction. Edged his opponent under the footy. Allowed him to run back. And then